We're going live. I'm going to do the intro, and then I'll do a little bit about the sponsorship, and then I'll do a little bit about me, and then give it over to our amazing showrunner, co-host with the most, Liz Fresius. So, hi everybody. Welcome to Facebook Land. We're doing 2 shows a week here on Facebook Live for military and veterans. Everybody can come on and do one dad joke, a pun, a story, whatever you want. Let's help heal our military and veterans through comedy. This is what we're doing here. Liz Fresius and I developed this. She's an amazing co-host. She knows the ins and outs, and I'm still learning from her. What one of us doesn't think of, the other one will. So you're in good hands. I have a great cast of comedians here, all the way from San Diego, all the way to other places. This is not my wheelhouse. This is where Liz is handy, and not me. But anyway, the point of this whole thing is to do comedy, share it with the military people, share it with veterans, somebody who's sad, somebody who's shut in. Let's get the word out that there is something going on to make the military and veterans laugh. Even their families, even nurses, caregivers. You know what I'm talking about. Marketing. Anyway, so yeah, we have one sponsor so far, Governors Clubs of Long Island, New York, Long Island, hard G, Long Island. Thank you, Don Still, for being behind us doing this. He's a military veteran, so that of course helps. We really appreciate Governors Clubs in Long Island. So when you're in New York, be sure to get up to Long Island and catch shows. They put on the best. So a little bit about the shows. They were created so we could make military and veterans laugh. We don't allow anything against the government. We're cautious about things that could trigger someone with PTSD or depression. So, or any kind of scenario like that. But this is just a time where you can kick back and watch this at work or at your organization, share it with anybody, like I said. So have fun. What we do as comedians is we talk a lot, we talk fast, and then we slow down for what's called a punchline. And we slow down and emphasize it so you know that's where you get to laugh. Because it's hard to know this when you're at home by yourself. So that's your free tip for the day at home. You're welcome. Little bit about me. Who the heck is Linda Marcus Smith? Well, I'm a lady who happens to be a sesquagenarian. Well, I'm 70 years old. Whatever it is, I'm a sesquipedalian. You know what I'm saying? I'm 70. And I come from a really weird place, the Upper West Side, not the good one, Upper West of the US map, Oregon, in the 50s. Oh my gosh, the 50s. I come from a time when there was no Gloria Allred. Do you know what I'm talking about, young people? Hello? Yeah, anything goes, anything could be said to a woman. Yeah, so, you know, like I'm addicted to attention now because that's where I got my self-esteem from men. We didn't get it from ourselves. Are you kidding me? I got it from honking cars, catcalling, you know the drill, things that told me I had value. So I know I look innocent. I get it, but I'm not. Don't let these dimples I used to have fool you. In the 70s, I was a wanted woman. I know, Liz, act like it's the first time you heard it. And I found it out at the post office. Awkward. Don't want to do that there. His eyes followed me everywhere. He looked, he pointed, he said he wanted me. It was Uncle Sam. A boomer, so I didn't say no to a man. And I went in the military. And they put my happy little arse in the middle of Deutschland. My parents survived the Holocaust. They should have checked my record. They're lucky I didn't go for boomer revenge. No, I had fun being there. It was great to be in Germany. That's where my roots are. I'm half, my mother's German, my father's, they're German. Just a little bit of Jewish in there made it was a problem. Yeah. In the military, I had an MOS that nobody else has had. It's called YITA. My MOS, my military occupational skill was YITA. YITA, yodeling in the Alps. Anybody? I mostly just had fun in the military because, at that time, there wasn't a lot they let the women do. I couldn't even pick up the trash, David. It was horrible. Couldn't even pick up the trash. Are you frozen or you don't think I'm funny? Hopefully you're frozen. Anyway, yeah, I was just having fun in the military. I was a cashier counting money. And one day, a GI, a male military person, came up to me, and I was in the cage to the right. When he walked in our dispersing office, my cage was to the right. And he came in and I said, could I help you? And he said, no, I was in the cage to the left. Okay, go with me on this. Cage to the left. And he came in and he wanted to go to the guy on the right. And I said, I want to wait on you. And he said, you never know about the left. He was also the man who came in one day with the very first pet rocks I'd ever seen. Do you remember the pet rocks? Mm-hmm. Well, the day that he decided to tell our group of people that they had energy and heat, he was escorted back out of the military. He was a trailblazer. That's what I'm saying. He made more sense than most people did. Yeah. So I know I don't also look like it, but I am a sharpshooter with a 45 pistol. Yeah, thank you. And I would be a sharpshooter with the 38, but I didn't let the trainer in the whatchamacallit, wherever it is where you go on the field, I didn't let him go to second base the second time. Hey, it's a story. It's true. I did not deserve being a sharpshooter, but those were the days. David, these are the stories the women say when men usually aren't around. Yeah. I'm getting kind of tired. I don't know about you guys with the millennials. I love them. They have great heart for humanity, like most of us don't. But I'm getting only tired of one thing that they do, just one thing. And that's they're taking words we know and they're attaching new meanings to words. They're messing with my head. I'm 70, you guys. So I decided that the way I would get even is every time they change a meaning, I'm coming up with a pun about it. It turns out it's a new thing that's trending. It's called boomer revenge. Yeah. Boomer revenge started in the 60s when we got even with our parents through drugs and alcohol and acid trips. And some of us never even returned from them. So that's about my time. I would like to give this whole shebang to my co-hostess with the mostest, Liz Fresius.
And keep it going for our primary host, Linda Marcus Smith. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special treat for you today. She was 11 years Navy. She knows what it's like to have an inter-service marriage with the Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Pamela Wardrop.
Hi, everybody. So good to see everybody. So I was at Starbucks today and I was standing in line. I heard the guy in front of me ordering his drink and he goes, I'd like a tall blonde. And I thought, isn't that what all you fellas want? I'm looking for a fella who's looking for a grande blonde with heavy cream, if you know what I mean. Not my fella. So I'm originally from Evansville by God, Indiana. And my mom was a Baptist preacher's daughter who never had a drink of alcohol in her entire life. And my dad was a thirsty fella. Me and dad tried to get mom to have a drink, but she absolutely refused to have any joy until she got to heaven. So I decided very young that I had to get out of Evansville. So I joined the Navy when I was 17, and my first duty station was New Orleans, Louisiana. And I know, lucky dog, right? I'm a lucky dog. And I learned how to drink down there, and there was a place down there called Scratch's Pub. At Scratch's Pub on ladies' nights, you got 3 free drinks, a red carnation, and a male strip show. I'm not talking about Chippendales, you guys. I'm talking about drunk guys from the bar that want to get up on stage and take their clothes off. My mother would not have approved. So I ended up being one of those drinkers that my friend would have to tell me the next morning what kind of time I had the night before. So if you're a female and you're a bar drinker and you're blacking out, you're what I call popular. And I was. So I got married. I married this thirsty Marine. And then I found out if you're thirsty and you're married, you can still be popular. That didn't work out. So I got out of the Navy and I decided to pursue my real dream, which was to be a famous movie star. So I got married. It's not like I made some real wise husband choice for my career like Nicole and Katie did. No, I married another Marine. This one was a Mormon. I was thinking, multiple wives, we could share the duties. I could continue to pursue my career. Looking back, man, I totally should have went Scientology on that choice. Totally. So like I said, my mom was a Baptist. And if you guys think I had a hard sell on the Baptist mother with the Mormon husband, you have no idea what I went through when she found out that I had found and married the only Black Mormon that exists on planet Earth.
Wow.
It was tough. I felt like I had found a rare Pokemon. It was a winner, But, and there for a while, you guys, it's like I would get around Marines and I would break out in wedding bells. I love getting married so much. I was given a shot every 5 or 10 years. I know what I'm going to do the next time I want to get married. I'm going to go to the Baptist church up at Camp Pendleton. I'll just arrive early for services in my red dress and I'll walk out in a white one. But I quit my job this last year. I started a YouTube channel. It's called Pam Without a Plan. My mom up in heaven thinks I ought to call it Pamela Sue Without a Clue. But her and I, we don't agree on a lot of things. But, instead of getting married again, I went to a career counselor and I took a bunch of tests. And based on the tests, my areas of interest are music, costume, and choreography. Turns out I'm best suited to be a stripper. I know y'all thought I was going to go with musical theater there, but no. They're signing me up for the nursing home tour. It's called the Meals on Wheels tour. I got my stripper name. It's Marie Calendars. No, but you guys, I'm really lucky here in San Diego, and I'm scared to do the rest of my set now. So All right. So, like I said, I quit my job and I wanted to make money, but not work, basically, is what I'm. So, I had an extra room in my house and I was like, well, what am I going to, I could rent out the room, could rent it out to traveling nurses or put it on the Airbnb website, or I could just become a dominatrix. So I painted the walls red. I hung the whips on the wall, and I started the Airbnb S&M website. You guys know that that's a joke, right? I wouldn't even make a good stripper unless stripping was putting my clothes on instead of taking my clothes off. But it's totally fun to say. So that's it for me, you guys. I'm going to let it go right there. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for Pamela. Wow, coming to the stage. You've seen him all over the place on Zoom. Well, put your hands together for David Scott.
Hey, hello. Thank you. Thank you. What, Pamela, that was great. My word, that was funny. Thank you so much. Liz, here's a career tip for me. Never have me follow Pamela Wardrip. Yes. This is, folks, it's going to go downhill from here. I promise.
No.
No.
A little about me. I named my phone Elvis because it dies every time I'm on the toilet. If I only had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following directions. My two favorite songs are love songs and songs that welcome me to the jungle. The other day, I ate an entire can of Pringles. Very disappointing. There were only 3 of them, and they were all tennis ball flavored. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I have no idea how many times I say things. I like Facebook. The other day, a lady posted she was looking for a plumber to replace her water heater. I posted that it would be better to replace the water heater with another water heater. Another lady posted she found some cinnamon buns to die for. I posted she ate enough of them, maybe to die from.
Oh
no.
I'm locked up. Oh no. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Yay.
Arctic Ops.
I like coffee. Yeah. I like coffee, but if I drink too much, I realize there are tiny spiders under my scalp weaving hair. Speaking of spiders, I found a spider in my sock drawer this morning. Very upsetting because it belongs in the spider drawer. So a spider in my kitchen, but instead of killing it, I started telling it about my fantasy football team, and it left quietly on its own. A friend posted on Facebook, what makes you smile? I posted facial muscles. Another friend posted she bought a weighted blanket, and I posted that at my age, every blanket is a weighted blanket. No. See what I did? See what I did there? I recovered. I don't have any tattoos, but if I ever get one, it'll be a tattoo of more muscles. Have you ever noticed that Papa John has never been seen in public with his son, Jimmy? I think the Miss Universe contestants should only be those who have already won a Miss Galaxy contest. Every morning I have two cute little ducks come visit me on my patio, and I've started giving them bread. My friend Don said, don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die. I said, I know. I hate ducks. Apartments aren't apart. They're together. Shouldn't they be called togetherments? Missouri is considering a law to make it legal to break a car window to rescue a pet, and I'm in favor of it. Because the last time I broke a car window to rescue a purse, I got arrested. What do you call a frozen waffle on a Southern California beach? San Diego. When I was a teenager, as I was in a gang, we called ourselves the Electrical Workers Union Local 412. The gang color was bright orange, which we wore on reflective vests. We wore hard hats backwards because we were rebels. Our gang symbol was the same symbol utility companies used to indicate where to install a street light. And let me tell you, our neighborhood was very well lit. In nursing homes, the code word for toilet is mustard, specifically gray poupon. I really like that one. My cousin's an ornithologist. His specialty is the hoot owl, but he's discovered some other rare owls. He's discovered the cute owl. Instead of going, woo, woo, it goes, aw, aw. He's also discovered the toot owl. Don't get ahead of me on this one. Instead of going, woo, it goes. Taking It to the Streets by the Doobie Brothers is my favorite song about trash day. Apparently, it's inappropriate to RSVP to a wedding invitation by saying, I can't make it, sorry, maybe next time.
Not for me.
Apparently, it's inappropriate to take a couch that's sitting by the curb if it's in front of a furniture store. I know that now. At the dollar store, if you ask for change, they just give you a different dollar. What exactly is a cold-blooded killer? Someone who murders reptiles? See, because they're cold-blooded, so that would.
Oh.
Shout out to my 4 favorite bags: punching, grab, barf, and Papa's got a brand new. Whoever said words can never hurt you has never been hit with a dictionary. Christian rock is the only music that's performed in heaven and hell. Hermit crab describes me twice. Let me see, I'm almost done here. Oh, here's a cute one. I'm reading my list here. When God closes the door, he doesn't open a window because God's not air conditioning the whole neighborhood. If you ever have a really nice pair of shoes, you'll never need to buy a dog chew toy. Okay, last one. Let us give thanks that our internal organs don't itch. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. This has been a hoot.
Keep it going for David Scott.
All right, David.
A hoot just like his owls.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The hoot.
Well, we're at the portion of the show now where we're going to have a little bit of banter and interaction. I'm going to start out with a little bit of a couple of my set. And guys, feel free to chime in, because between the San Diegos and Pamela's out in San Diego, I was born in San Diego. Yes, I'm Liz Fresius. I'm a Navy brat. So I grew up in the Navy. I trained with the Army. I joined the Air Force. Yeah, I'm inter-service rivalry one stop. I went to 6 different schools before I went into first grade. My teachers couldn't understand why I was reciting the French alphabet with a Texas accent. At kindergarten graduation, I got voted most likely to be the new kid. Sesame Street, you guys got Sesame Street. I got The Nightmare on Sesame Street. My parents mainstreamed me. Linda, you were in Germany? Mm-hmm. Been on a playground getting circled by all the kids as they're chanting, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Our civilian counterparts, when they're growing up, they get a high school reunion. Military brats have to pay $8,000 to get to all the freaking high schools they ever went to. So yeah, it makes total sense. After 18 years of that, I turned around and joined the military. Didn't get enough the first time. I actually went to the Air Force Academy, and it's a weird place. Because not only is it a university and a military installation, it's also a tourist trap. Every day at lunch, they take 4,000 of us and parade us in front of all the tourists. We started calling it the Blue Zoo, and then realized the generals had hung up a sign that says, "Please don't feed the cadets." 4 years of that, you get a degree in how to kill people and break things. See, I love being in the military. I really did. I'm an enlisted brat who ended up getting commissioned. So I'm the ultimate disgrace of the place. I am the embarrassment of my family.
Right.
Admiral Smith asked me one day, he says, "Why'd you jump ship?" I said, "Well, sir, you remember those Tiger cruises that all the boys got to go on when they were 9 years old?" He says, "Yeah, those are great." I said, "Yeah, girls were barred." He says, "We gave you the vote. What more do you want?" But yeah, I love being in the military. The toughest thing is explaining to civilian family members what your jobs are. You know, what is the AFSC? What is the MOS? What do you do for a living? So I'm home, and here's good old Aunt Vera, 3 sheets to the wind enlisting. "Liz, I haven't seen you in so long. Where you keeping yourself?" I said, "Well, my husband and I are still in the Air Force." "Well, what's that?" I said, "Well, Richard's flying tankers." "Huh?" "Means he refuels other aircraft." "Oh, so he's a gas station attendant, is he?" "My Jimmy was just made night manager at Circle K." "He needs to quit being above and go into management. What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm a squadron commander." "And what's that?" "It means I deal with a stack of troops." "Oh, well, you got any kids?" "No, I've got troops, and they wreck the cars and knock up their girlfriends the same as any teenager." "Well, my Jimmy just had his 6th. Okay, cousin Jimmy is a total deadbeat. This guy has got 6 kids and 5 girlfriends, and he doesn't pay child support for any of them. "Well, yeah, it's a biblical thing." "How you figure?" "The Bible says be fruitful and multiply. It doesn't say anything about paying child support."
Right.
So yeah, my husband spent 25 years in the military. I spent 29, and we're living proof that abstinence makes the heart grow fonder. As we all found out, it's kind of like margaritas. Take a picture, it'll last longer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up on that note. But at the moment, we're going to hand this back to our overall host, Linda Marcus Smith.
Wait just a minute. That was fabulous, Liz. Before we let you off the hook, we have to do interactive with you. And I'm going to start the ball interacting with you right now.
Okay.
So I want to ask you a loaded question.
Uh-oh.
If you were in 3 branches, right?
Well, I grew up in one, I trained with the second, and then I spent 29 years in the third.
Okay, so that's the way. Okay, so you're affiliated closely with 3 branches of the service. So when you go to a bar, do you get drunk and just punch your own lights out? Saving lives.
I was going to ask her who she roots for in the Army-Navy game. But I like yours a lot better.
Is it a win-win?
We're coming up with your jokes for you.
Yeah.
Now, okay, Pamela, you said you were married to 2 Marines. Wait a minute. We all know Marines are Department of the Navy.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
I think the word instead of married should be control. I wanted control. I was like Janet Jackson. I wanted to be in control. So
Situation.
I married.
You took on a tough assignment is basically what you did.
I was very competitive.
Oh, really? All right.
See, I met my husband in martial arts class at the Air Force Academy.
You did?
Oh, yeah. We were martial arts, okay. We were training partners.
Wow.
Are you a fan of Casablanca?
Yeah.
Original.
Because of all the dojos in all the towns of all the world. I walked in there.
That's right.
He
That's
put some
right.
good moves on me and took me down with a leg sweep.
Yes.
28 years later, I admit I fell for him,
Right.
but I swear to God, he tripped me.
Yeah.
Knocked you off your feet, eh?
Well, the problem was we all say that if the military wanted us to have a spouse, they would have issued me one.
Right.
So I need to bring in and introduce carbon-based spousal unit standard issue, one each.
That's right.
Oh my God.
I was going to a course on martial arts, but there was a typo. It was actually a course on marital arts.
Ooh.
But it wasn't a waste of money because the two have a lot in common. In martial arts, you bow to the sensei. Kia. In marital arts, you say, yes, dear. Kia. In martial arts, there's a defensive move, a down block. Hi. In marital arts, there's a defensive move. No, that does not make your butt look big. Hi. In martial arts, there's a crippling move, a side kick to the knee. Hi. In marital arts, there's a crippling move. I heard you the first time. Hi.
Oh my gosh. Well, Liz,
Marriage. Pamela, you said you got married in a white wedding dress? I got married in battle dress and combat boots. Probably more fitting for marriage.
You had matching. The bride and
Still
groom had
was the
matching,
battlefield.
bride and groom had matching boots. It was nice.
I got married in Germany, and they had a rule that a law in Germany, you're subject to the German government. So before you can get married by a chaplain on the post, you have to get married at the rat house.
Really?
The police station. It's called a rat house. I should have thought twice when they said rat house,
You should have known.
but I didn't see that train coming. So I got married. And so what I'm trying to say is I got divorced 7 years later in America, but the guy I married has no clue we're still married in Germany. No benefits. It's just funny to me that he's clueless. It dawned on me, we're still married in Germany. I should invite him to meet me in Germany and then take him out for a drink and surprise him.
Yeah. There you go.
No jokes for it. It's just a thought.
Well, I met my wife in college when she came up to a friend and me and said, "Hey, could you two guys help me carry my trunk up to the dorm room?" So you knew right away she saw in me potential as a concierge.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see to that directly. Enjoy your stay.
So my first wedding, my first marriage, I was like 19 and I was stationed in New Orleans, and my commanding, the department head was friends with the CEO of Enlisted, and he wanted to play a joke on him. So he convinced me that I had to write out a chit and get it approved by the CEO of Enlisted to get married. So he had me write up, and he showed me a thing, and I didn't research it. I just did what he told me to do. So I go up to the CEO of the Enlisted people, knock, knock, request permission to enter. I put this chit on his desk, and it says, request permission to get married. And he looks down at it. He looks up at me and he goes, Petty Officer Wardrop, a joke is being played on us right now. He said, huh?
Oh, go ahead.
He said, are you game for continuing the joke? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm game. So he denies the request. He says, request denied, no husbands in stock at this time. Handle at department head level. So he sends me back down to his friend, right? He sends me, and I'm like 18, 19 years old. He sends me back down to my department head, and he tells me to go in there and cry and act like I really believe that it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knock on his door. I go in and I walk in there. Oh, Commander, he denied it. I can't believe it. And the commander's like looking at me, and then I busted out laughing. So everybody got a joke on them that day.
Good. That's good.
Look, here's the thing. There was a time when commanders had to sign off on troops getting married. And it was a whole thing of, does this young, back then, does this young man have enough financial resources to support a family?
Wow.
And the standard rule of thumb was you always wanted one more stripe than you had children for financial success. That rule of thumb still applies, but you no longer have to get permission. I actually did have to get permission to get married. Granted, I was a military intelligence officer. I had to have permission to get married. The problem was somebody played a dirty ass joke on my commander. They told my commander I got secretly married without authorization. So next thing you know, I get a lieutenant report in. So I'm standing in front of my colonel at attention in service dress. And she's looking at me. She says, I understand that you got married secretly. You know, you have to have permission to get married. I said, ma'am, I am not married. And she says, I need you to prove to me you're not married. And I'm looking at her going, man, we're in the intelligence field. Think about that for a moment. How the hell am I supposed to prove I'm not married other than give you my word?
You should be able to trust me, right?
It's like, I've got a top secret security clearance. If you can't trust me on this one, we're in trouble. We have a whole different problem.
You should have said,
Huge.
I researched it and it came back negative. So,
How do you prove a negative?
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but a few weeks later, I had to go back and actually get permission to get married because, well, I was up for orders. My husband and I had our wedding date scheduled, and my orders dropped 4 months early.
Wow.
So he was deployed. He was out on deployment. I get my orders. It's like, I'm not going to be here, and my new unit is telling me I'm going to be deployed over our wedding day. So he says, well, what day are you free next week? So combat boots and battle dress down to the JP.
Nice. That's a great story, though.
Builds care. Well, here's the thing. How many of our troops while deployed ended up doing a Zoom wedding?
Oh, no.
Skype wedding or a by proxy wedding?
Oh, no.
People think that that was a joke out of MASH where they did a by proxy over the telephone. People have gotten by proxy married.
Yeah. Wow.
I love all the practical jokes that us people would play on each other in the military. Like, they were tracking our expenses in our unit, and it was just driving me nuts. So I started a rumor in the dispersing area of our building that, you know, they're cracking down on the expenses. I was just a PFC coming up with a ruling, you know. Okay, so they're coming. Did you hear? Did you get that Twix, that memo? You know, because like now they're coming down, and when you use the photocopier, you have to key in your department, hit escape, key in the number of photos you're going to do, and then hit enter. And they bought it. Like when you hit escape, hello, it's not your. And everybody was doing it. They were at the copier twice as long. And then I got in trouble for making it up, but it was so worth it.
That's one of the things that people don't realize. Your commanders, when something screwball goes on, we have to keep a straight face as we're reading, whether it's the articles of UCMJ. You know, if I'm reading an Article 15 to somebody, I have to keep a straight face while reading this. And some of the things that troops do, think about it for a moment. This was actually one that the colonel told, Fulbert told me, Army Fulbert actually, said that she had, this troop found out that his girlfriend had cheated on him with his dorm mate. And so he took revenge, as only dorm mates do. So she is having to sit there and read it. On or about this date, you did, with malice aforethought, urinate in your roommate's mouthwash. On or about this date, with malice aforethought, you did use his toothbrush to clean the toilet. She says 20 minutes of reading every one of these infractions, and she's got to keep a straight face.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Which I could not have done. I would have said, props. Good for you, sir. That's very creative.
We had a lieutenant come into our dispersing office. It was us enlisted women. I was the only woman there for 6 months, and then women came in. And then we got a lieutenant woman, and she had really nice legs, the guys said, right? Because the men didn't respect much. And so she came in and she had on a two-piece uniform. And so she would have to reach up to the key box to get the key to her office. Well, they wanted her dress to go up, but it was a two-piece outfit. So when she reached up to get to her key, it didn't reveal more of her good-looking legs. So they lowered the key box so she'd have to bend over. Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Where was Gloria Allred? Well,
Right.
I think
That wraps up our time for the conversation here.
this has been so much fun. I love your idea, Liz, to have the improv at the end. You're fabulous with it.
Military banter at its finest. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the coffee as well, because you cannot have military without a cup of coffee. As
That's right.
Pamela pointed out, a tall blonde, or in this case, mud.
And with that, we'll wrap up this episode. Come back again Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and something in the middle. Saturdays, 11, 2 Eastern p.m., and something in the middle for twice a week, doing jokes for the military and veterans. Thank you so much, David Scott, Pamela Waldrip, Liz Fresius. You're rock stars. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's a hoot. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Liz, Pamela, great set. Nice meeting you.
Nice
Thanks,
to meet
guys.
you guys.
Yes. If you want to talk a minute longer, I'll stay on.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Are we
Talk.
still live though? Can we not be, are we gonna?
I don't know how it'll end the meeting. Does anybody know how I take it off Facebook Live and keep the meeting going? I don't know how.
Nope. So,
The only option it gives me is to end the meeting.
Go down under record, see if you can take, do you have a little drop-down menu by your live feed?
Record on this computer, record on the cloud. So it's not saying to stop being on Facebook.
Okay, go up to your upper left-hand corner. You should see a little drop-down menu on the live. Click that for a moment. Does it give you an option to stop the stream?
Yes.